Good morning, Biafrans, those of you here in Biafra land, those of you in Nigeria, and those of you in the diaspora. This is another message from the desk of the chairman of Movement of Biafrans in Nigeria, Barrister Emeka Emekesiri. We have entered the Biafra Project 2 phase to create Biafra within Nigeria, just like Scotland within Britain. We described it as a regional government, while some politicians describe it as restructuring into regional autonomy. We are saying the same thing. This is our calling. I speak with authority on this issue as the vision bearer of the legal methodology in the Biafra struggle for self-determination. My team members and I are called to lay foundation upon which our children shall build in the future to obtain outright independence from Nigeria. If it is the will of God, some of us shall live to see the Biafra Project Phase 3, by which the Biafrans shall have outright independence from Nigeria. For now, we are working on the Phase 2 project. It is necessary for every member of this team to understand the foundation of this struggle and why it is described as the IPOB Biafra Project Phase 2. In the present dispensation, a lawyer joined the Biafran struggle and created the legal method of self-determination. By his legal methodology, 4 entities were created for the Biafrans in 2012, namely 1. Indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, to designate all the remnants of the Biafrans and their descendants in the whole world who were not consumed in the war. 2. Bilie Human Rights Initiative, a human rights organization to represent Biafra in courts. 3. Spring Council of Elders to govern the people under customary law. And 4. Customary government of indigenous people of Biafra, being the de facto government with a physical location and office address. The name Indigenous People of Biafra, abbreviated as IPOB, is a name he coined to describe all the remnants of Biafra in the whole world. It is the name of a people and not supposed to be registered as a limited liability company. The lawyer designated himself as solicitor for the indigenous people of Biafra and used this as an official designation to notify the federal government of Nigeria of the case between Biafra and Nigeria in suit number FHC/OW/CS/102/2012, which was later renumbered in 2013 as suit number FHC/OW/CS/192/2013. The blueprint for the Biafran independence struggle is contained in his book, Biafra or Nigerian Presidency, What the Igbos Want, published in 2012, and in 2016, the vision bearer activated the political movement for the Biafrans, known as the Movement of Biafrans in Nigeria, MOBIN. It has become necessary to consolidate and strengthen all our works now for synergy and effective management of the project team. Shortly after the reception program at Enugu held on 30th and 31st March 2019, where the customary government of indigenous people of Biafra was formally activated by a legal instrument, the administrator of the customary government resigned, citing family and personal reasons as his reasons for the resignation. It was a surprise and an embarrassment to me, but a leader must be ready for surprises and embarrassments. He performed very well within the time he held the position. I wish he had given us a prior notice to organize a farewell party for him. I can only say that we must move forward despite the setback. As we have already stated in our previous publications, we want to run a well-organized and disciplined customary government institution under both the Nigerian law and international human rights law. To this end, we shall now consolidate the following structures. 1. Customary government of indigenous people of Biafra. 2. Spring Council of Elders of indigenous people of Biafra to be reconstituted. 3. Bilie Human Rights Initiative. 4. Movement of Biafrans in Nigeria, mobbing. And 5. The mobbing media. All our officers and workers shall be placed on salaries or wages or allowances as the case may be, just as the workers in every lawful institutions are remunerated. In the same way, all of us must be subject to disciplinary actions and controls against misconduct. The details of our operational guidelines and powers are contained in the deed pool of customary governance dated 80th December 2018, registered and stamped in Nigeria as number SDR/4720/ABSG. For our immediate operations, we need the following activities to commence urgently. 1. Operations of the customary government. Mobbing shall now empower and strengthen the customary government operations in all parts of the world. 2. Mobbing shall organize the town hall meetings of the customary government for all the Biafrans in all towns and cities every month, wherever they live, preferably on the first Saturday of the month. Every town hall meeting must have a leader and his or her executive members. The essential message to be preached in the town hall meetings will be centered on political education, human rights issues, economic empowerment, and security matters. The existing political structure as provided in the Nigerian law shall be adopted to designate our officers and leaders from ward level to national level. Therefore, we shall have ward leaders, local government leaders, state leaders, and national leaders. These leaders consist of our management team in the Biafra Project Phase 2. Upon the resignation of the administrator of the customary government, Section 21 of the deed pool of customary governance is engaged and the chairman becomes the spokesman of the customary government. The members of Bilie Human Rights Initiative who believe in politics shall automatically be admitted into mobbing, subject to fulfillment of the membership requirement of mobbing. We hereby call for nominations for men and women who shall be leaders of the customary government town hall meeting for the avoidance of doubt. The chairman hereby gives approval that women shall be appointed as leaders in the Biafra Project Phase 2 without any discrimination. Where there is any cultural inhibition or taboo in a community for women to lead title men in the town hall meetings, the women shall play supportive roles as assistants or deputies until the cultural inhibitions and taboos are overcome with knowledge and understanding over time. Every town hall meeting shall maintain a comprehensive register of the members and send the same to Mekadoff Law Chambers for record purposes. The customary dues or levies shall be decided by the management team based on the principles stipulated in the deed pool of customary governance and communicated to the town hall meetings where the levies or dues shall be collected. The Indigenous Peoples Trust Fund, IPTF, is established under Section 25, subsection 15 of the deed pool of customary governance. The trust fund shall be managed and administered by trustees drawn from all states in Biafra land, who must be men and women of proven integrity. The trustees shall hold and administer the money raised or collected for the Biafran Project Phase 2 and present the accounts to the Biafrans in our annual general meeting, AGM. We now call for nominations into the trust fund. The Spring Council of Elders is established and reconstituted under Section 25, subsection 1 of the deed pool and shall function like a spring court for all the Biafrans under native law and custom by way of customary arbitration. It is therefore imperative that the Spring Council of Elders shall be composed of knowledgeable and experienced men and women with expertise in dispute resolution. We now call for nominations into the Spring Council of Elders. The law firm of Mekadov Chambers is appointed to provide a legal cover for all the Biafran activists who believe in the legal methodology as its clients. The chambers shall hold client care meetings regularly with the Biafran activists as its clients to ensure orderliness, discipline, and decorum in the struggle for self-determination. During my meeting with members of a human rights organization, Bilie Human Rights Initiative at Onitsha, Anambra State, they requested to have a separate identity card to define their own operations. In the same way, the Biafran politicians, known as Movement of Biafrans in Nigeria, MOBIN, have requested to have their own identity card as a civil rights movement. By law, a person has the fundamental human right to belong to as many organizations as he or she wants. Thus, a Biafran activist can belong to both MOBIN and Bilie Human Rights Initiative at the same time. We have made it clear that the customary government is a government, while the other structures are voluntary organizations. I do not see why a government should not allow the various organizations under its jurisdiction to have their different identity cards. The customary government has commenced the issuance of the Certificational Identity, CINI, to all the Biafrans whose names are contained in the Biafran database. Ultimately, the customary government shall issue indigenous national identity cards to the Biafrans who have received their certificates. The government identity card is different from the identity card issued by the various organizations to their members. The MOBIN media has been established with Mr. Clinton Ume as the head of media. Our media organization shall include print, audio, and visual operations and promote our activities with professional expertise. The gains of our reception program held in Enugu on 30th and 31st March 2019 must be consolidated immediately. The record of accreditation of all the Biafrans who attended the program should be given to the Director General of MOBIN for necessary action. We believe in honesty, accountability, discipline, and decorum. We do not tolerate dishonesty, unruly behaviors, and insubordination. It is mandatory for all our officers and workers to read and understand our publication and operational guidelines now. Join MOBIN today. Follow us to the land of freedom. We know the way. Thank you. Emekesiri Esquire, Chairman, Movement of Biafrans in Nigeria, MOBIN.